All right, and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. November is here, time is flying, and we are on November 2nd, 2022.
You know what I just realized? We could have wore green today.
This is true.
For those who don't know, we can never really wear green because we have the green screen, so today we have the black.
Yeah.
We could have put some green on.
This is true. This is true.
I got a bunch of green stuff I can't wear just because I have my body be invisible.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I usually text you to ask, but I didn't know Pedro wasn't here. So now I know if he's not here, black, green.
Yeah, definitely.
Green
Yeah. Tuesday was quite the day. Quite the day of Tuesday. News cycle, everything. It was, you wake up, you see someone died.
Oh, that was yesterday, right? It felt, when you said Tuesday, it felt like so long ago, but like that was unfortunate, especially Takeoff out of all people.
The most quiet dude out of the whole group.
The most chill person. You never heard him even have like a real issue other than that, do I look like I left up bad and bougie?
Yeah.
But, you know, classic quote with Joe Button. But like, this is the main reason why, you know me, I don't like going out in big groups of people because you can't, when there's only 3 or 4 of y'all, you can control that. When there's a bunch of y'all, you can't control anything. So like,
and where they were, you know, they're in a place with people. That's kind of normal for them. They just resolve. Everything we resolving everything with that.
But one thing I will say though, down south, I see more fights than people getting shot at because they know the severity of what they're walking around with compared to up north. These people are so like. They're so thirsty to get a pistol and they're younger, so when they get it, they have no clue of severity they put themselves in until they shoot somebody, and now they're doing 20-something years.
Mm-hmm. And when you read about the story and what just happened, it was just like he's just standing there chilling and people are arguing, and then they go to that point and not even. I'm guessing they weren't even looking where they were shooting.
Nah, and that's the problem. A lot of these so-called shooters ain't really shooters. They just guys that have pistols that got no problem pulling the trigger, but. You don't even know who you aiming at, bro?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, I'm a strong believer. Is just like, if you ain't built like that, don't even put yourself in that realm.
Ain't that the responsibility of being a gun owner? Is to know how to aim properly?
You're supposed to do classes. You're supposed to get your paperwork done. You're supposed to get certified by a professional gun instructor, firearms instructor. And a lot of these guys, you know, down south, you don't got to go through that process. You just got to have an ID and some bread. And unfortunately, like, you're able to defend yourself. It's not unfortunate. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
It's 50-50.
Yeah, and usually with that type of situation, it's usually irresponsible people that,
man was minding his business, and then. Like one thing, we got to start recording dead people all over the place. My thing is, I was talking to DeAndre, and I'm like, I said, even when I meet people in public, like famous people, quote unquote famous, I never took out my phone a day in my life. I just shake my hand, how you doing, have a short conversation, because I'm so caught up in the moment. I don't know how to pull out my phone and just record everything. I just don't know how.
I don't even like seeing people get killed in movies.
Yeah, like.
So the idea of just like, first thing I'm gonna do is just whip this phone out and record a dead body, like.
And my whole thing, if bullets is flying, you guys should be too. What are we doing standing still? Like, for one, the word is so desensitized just by just logical things that, like, I'll be honest, people are stupid nowadays. Just be honest, man. Like, we can't even disregard, we can't even ignore it. This generation has developed a bunch of dummies, bro.
Yeah, it's people want the attention, and people just want, like, to go viral. People just, you know.
People want all this, though, but they have nothing to offer of why you need to go viral. Yeah. At least our generation, like, we had something to offer of why we're going viral.
Yeah.
And they need to bring back that. Why are you always recording yourself? You screaming for attention? But it's the generation. It's okay to scream for it. And actually, it's okay to beg and plead for attention. They don't even scream for it no more.
Yeah. Very, very unfortunate situation. I know a lot of people that would like mid-20s, like mid to late 20s right now. I know they felt that more because that was kind of like when they was in college. That was kind of when Migos started popping off when they were in undergrad.
I told DeAndre, I said, yo, when I came back from, I think, Louisiana, Houston, I brought you the mixtape with the Migos. You like, who are these dudes? I go, bro, they wild. And I was bumping Migos all last night because I'm like, yo, the Migos will never be back together ever again, bro.
Yeah, you know, the first time I heard them, I was in Atlanta, and I heard them on the radio. And I was like, who are these guys?
So it's like, and it's sad that they'll never have a chance to bring things back together. Right. In the way they fell apart, it's kind of like, and there's no closure now.
This is why I always say life is short and nothing is ever that serious.
The dopest thing, though, you was able to make some bread with your family, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep it in the fam.
Definitely. We're going to get to some other wild stuff that happened yesterday first. But let's get into some NFL. Last week we talked about the confusion of why even bringing Mac Jones back in that game against the Bears when you know he wasn't really, maybe he was healthy, but he wasn't really 100% ready to play. Only to start him against the Jets in this game, and he went out there, he looked really good, he looked better, and it was just like, why did y'all rush him back? And y'all just, pressure. That kind of, he's still, we can say, well, we won first round pick and all that. He's still a very young quarterback, and stuff like that is kind of, that messes up your mental state, and now you're kind of always, looking the back of your shoulder if you mess up.
I mean, unfortunately, he got to take some of that on his own. You got to look in the mirror with some of that. He didn't throw more than 10 passes and threw a pick. He should just told Coach, I can't go. He should just told him, I can't go. You know what I mean? Just to save himself. Because now he look kind of skeptical, but now that he performed like this and they had a well-balanced offense, I like what they're doing to help protect Mac. Yeah. Hopefully it continues to be like this, though.
You can keep him upright. Keep him upright at least.
Yeah, because 6 sacks is crazy. That's crazy.
6 sacks for a guy who's just coming off an ankle injury. So, yeah.
But
you got to keep him upright. But they did do well against a defense that's been playing really well all season.
But Wilson didn't help.
I mean,
I watched one play. He had all the time in the world and just threw a straight pick. I think it might have been his 3rd pick. Like, come on,
I know which play
bro.
you're talking about too. I know exactly who you're talking about.
All the time in the world.
That was one he tried to throw it away. He just
that's the one it was, bro. We're like, yo, since it was a Phillip Rivers throw. That one I remember. He threw it right to the guy with it. It's one of the things. It's like if you have like so much like extra landscape to throw the ball away. Why do you like tightrope it on the sideline? Just throw it out of bounds.
The worst possible place to try to tightrope it out of bounds, right?
Throw it to the stands. Like I just don't understand.
Throw it to the ref or something. Like just don't throw it to the other team. And that messed up a couple of drives. And the Patriots did it. There was a pick 6 in this that got called back on the Pats end. But yeah, with the Jets, I mean, the Jets have all the tools. It's like, I don't know what's going on in their quarterback development room right now because they have the talent. They have the receivers. They have, the running backs. I think that running back's gone right now. Tore his ACL, Hall or something. Remember the one that went crazy last week. But they have all the tools. But I just don't know what they're doing as far as their quarterback development.
Well, for one, you have no business letting that man throw the ball 41 times. Like, he hasn't been like around.
Maybe he heard the soccer moms are watching this game or something.
I guess he's trying to get a couple more on his coat tag. But you got to run the ball. For these young quarterbacks, you got to let them get into the flow of the game. You got to let them get comfortable, understand the defense they're playing against. Yeah. But to only rush the ball 15 times, you know me, bro. Yeah. I'm always dividing it by 4. You can't really do that evenly, but yeah, I'm smart. I know these things. Can't divide it evenly, but that's not a good ratio every quarter, bro.
And the game was fairly close throughout the whole competition too. Yeah. So they didn't have to force the pass, but yeah, it was. But
3 intros, you don't win no games.
You're not winning games with that many interceptions. You turn the ball over, you're not winning the game. That's just the nature of sports. You turn it over, you're not winning. Pats, the only 1 turnover. Could have been 2, but granted it wasn't, and they won it.
And they needed can't score for nothing. Yeah. Their defense is all they have right now.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's something going on in that quarterback development room with the Jets because they got the keys. But for the Pats, good bounce back win over here because they need to beat these type of teams. Your schedule doesn't get easier.
Last weekend I was surprised that Pats Nation wasn't losing it after last weekend, but since we bounced back, all right. Because you said you might go 4-1, right? You called the 4-1. You said you go 4-1. I said you might go 5-0. So you called it. So hopefully you can go win 3 more.
They got the next couple games are very winnable. They got the Colts coming here, then they got the Jets again, then they go to Minnesota. Minnesota's a tough team right now, but they still got Kirk Cousins at the quarterback, and then you got Buffalo. come in here. So that's
it's crazy. The times we don't talk about the Vikings when they're actually doing something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But we are going to talk about them today. The Eagles remain undefeated once again. They coming off the bye week. AJ, I don't know what Pittsburgh was doing, but you know, the memo to the Steelers secondary, you might want to put a couple more guys on AJ Brown because the way he was just running free and just catching everything over there, I don't know. It was like, all right.
Or how about they got to get some more linemen to help protect their quarterback, who's young, who they got him throwing almost 40 times a game.
He got sacked 6 times?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. And, like, you got Hurts. Man, Hurts was balling. He's been balling this season. For him to only have to throw the ball 28 times, for you to get 10 yards a pass, and then they run the ball 20 times, bro.
They have a formula. He's getting between 20 to 30 passes per game. Like 20
you got a leash, bro.
Max. That's it. But this is what I always say, and somebody wrote about it too. When you get a quarterback, a legit number one receiver, you can just throw the ball anywhere too. It does wonders for them. It makes them look. It takes them to another level, and that's exactly what's going on here with AJ Brown. Legit, all he does is throw it up or just throw it at anywhere AJ Brown's vicinity is getting caught, and AJ Brown he's good at running after the catch. So that was a really great pickup.
Historically, that's been proven. Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice. Granted, T.O. didn't win, but his numbers are crazy. Yeah. Like, Randy Moss. We can keep going. Yeah. Like, we can keep going.
Randy Moss made Matt Castle a Pro Bowler.
And granted, they might not have won the chip, but they got there. Yeah. But their numbers are crazy. So it's like, you just need a number one wide receiver. And you got a solid quarterback. It works wonders for you.
And they have such a well-balanced team offensively and defensively. It's like they're looking really tough, making me a little more of a believer. Not yet, but I'm like, I just like how they run their stuff. They just stick to what they do.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be a full believer until next season when they find out how this pans out.
I just really see how they play, but their schedule is really easy too because they got.
So we know
Houston.
So we already know they're a playoff team.
Yeah. So one more win, they clinched.
So it's all about how you perform in front of the bright lights.
Yeah, definitely. But it seems like they got a lot of guys ready for this, and I mean Jalen Hurts is doing his best to prove all the naysayers wrong. Because I definitely was one of them, and I'm still like,
I liked it.
I mean, I'm just saying you came from Alabama and Oklahoma, and you weren't that really, Yeah.
But Mac was supposed to be better than him.
Oh yeah, I was never. Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying? It's crazy how like the quarterback who does least, who wins more, they honestly think that he might be better than the guy that actually is very talented. Yeah, crazy.
I never thought of it. Yeah, people just were hyped up about Mac Jones because he was like a young quarterback trying to find the Brady replacement, winning a national title. I'm like, yeah, got the guy who's throwing to 4-2 wide receivers.
Throwing the ball to superheroes, man.
Legit. Like, seriously. I never seen a program with, I think there was like 4 of them, with legit 4 guys that just be wide open.
All the time.
All the time. Like booty open naked. Booty open.
Butt naked open.
Butt naked open. The Green Bay Packers still continue to go downwards, and I think they should just have a wholesale, trade deadline already happened, but they should have had a wholesale because it's like, I don't know what's going on with that team, but it's just like nothing is clicking for them offensively, defensively. They're just not a well put together team. They dropped 4 in a row too as well. It's looking bleak every day. And I mean, I said it last week. Maybe Aaron Rodgers should have stayed home too.
Yeah, but I was watching ESPN and things like that, and they were saying that how Adams left, they were saying they run that by him first. They run it by the quarterback first. Mm-hmm. And I felt like he might have felt like they could win without Adams. I don't understand why he thought that. But I'm not saying he did think that, but I'm sure they run it by the quarterback because that's his number one receiver. And man, they need Odell or somebody because they're missing a piece, and you could just see how much that piece is affecting everything. Yeah,
when you don't have that number one guy that could, that makes life easier for everybody. I mean, you just look at the other side, Stephon Diggs. You got the number one. You got a number one receiver, and how everybody else just plays off of how he gets opens up the field for everybody. And the Packers really, they don't have anybody that can open up the field for anybody. Granted, they ran the ball well, but they ain't do nothing else.
Because it's like they're gonna allow you to run the ball because they know that the Packers want to pass. So they're gonna force you to just stay on the ground because they know you don't have certain weapons that can help you, especially get past the Bills. Especially the way they're playing with their balanced offense.
Yeah. If there was a silver lining for them, it could be they only held them to 3 points in the second half.
I mean, it don't matter if you scored 24 in the first. You was down by 21 in the first half. Like, what are we talking about? and you guys are kicking mostly field goals all game. You might get a touchdown one quarter. Like, you guys can't score.
They can't score. They can't move the ball. The Bills, they played well, but Josh Allen did his little weird Josh Allen thing where he he gives you enough, he gives you something that you might have to, Packers picked him up twice, but he gave you, there was a few of them throws he was doing that was just like, all right, buddy, you just coming off a bye week, relax. That's
what happened when you play the Chiefs, you got a bye week, so he was loose, you know what I mean? He was feeling good.
Right, but I think he was forgetting, it's still getting cold up there. You got to kind of not try to, that ball's cold.
But they might not be. So, he fired up, he confident, they winning. He got to take a couple chances.
Yeah, but you can't. These are the type of things you just can't. He does this. He has this tendency of doing this little things where he's gonna throw you a few, or it just depends if you're gonna catch it or not. So, and that hopefully he just doesn't do that enough down the stretch where it kind of costs him maybe home field or it costs him a game.
Question. Oh yeah, he had a fumble against the Chiefs, but I don't think he had any more mishaps after that.
I do not think so.
He tightened up. So I just think based on the team you're playing, because I'll be honest, I don't think the Bills thought the Packers had a chance in hell to beat them.
Probably not the way they've been looking.
They can't beat anybody right now.
They can't even beat themselves. They just in their own way.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know what's going on. And they had a chance to get some number one receivers during the trade deadline, and they didn't make the move. So the Bills remain 6-1. They're still the top seed in the AFC right now. So I mean, hey, they want to get that home field advantage because they know don't nobody want to come up there.
Nah, bro.
Especially in January.
But when people find out Buffalo is part of New York, it's astonishing because it doesn't feel anywhere near like New York. It's snowy out there. It's blistering cold.
Right.
It feels like a part of Antarctica. I've been to Buffalo, New York. It's crazy out there.
I ain't never been there.
No,
don't want to
it's like being home, bro, in the winter. Don't waste your time. During the storm. It's bad, bro.
Ooh-wee. All right, the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith. I mean, Geno got to get some type of award for comeback player of the year or something like that. Or most improved. I mean, maybe most improved, but comeback player of the year, definitely the way he's been balling out the past couple weeks. And the Seahawks looking really good. They're going to be a playoff team, just don't know how to fire in the playoffs they're going to get, but they're going to be one of those teams that you mess around, don't take them lightly. They come into your house in the playoffs and they'll sneak a victory.
I mean, I like that Geno. He's valuing the ball, not throwing a lot of entos.
Like he used to.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you got to sit in the bench for some time, for years at a time. So it's now that he got his second chance, rebirth, he's showing that he learned from his mistakes in the past, you know what I mean? And he played with a better team.
Yeah.
Played with an overall better team. The offense is balanced.
Yeah.
If you all haven't noticed, the word of today is balanced. That is the overall, what's the overall synopsis of the show or whatever?
Yeah.
Overall point of the show is balanced. That's the only way you're going to be a successful football team. Especially in this pass-happy league, bro.
Yeah. And you can tell both teams were actually balanced, but the only difference is Seattle was scoring touchdowns while the Giants were kicking field goals.
And and Jones getting sacked 5 times. That's not helping them whatsoever. But yeah, the Giants, they had one quarter where they scored more than 3 points, and that was 7 in the second.
Yeah, you got to score points when you get in the red zone, especially in a tight game like this. You have to score points. And the nature of it, especially if people don't think you're as good as your record says you are. Sometimes you gotta win certain road games and show people our record isn't like we are good, because people are still like, yeah, they got a good record, but and then you see this, how their offense performed and not putting up enough points or not even getting into the end zone that much.
Yeah, it seemed like they shied away from Barkley, and he's been the reason why they've been pretty productive.
Yeah, in the second half.
Yeah, so I mean, he only had 20 carries though. Like, there's no reason why Jones throwing the ball 31 times. He can't get 25 to 30 carries. Like, and he can catch and run. So he could be a dual threat if you use him right.
And fix your red zone offense or something like that. Yeah, because you look at it. I mean, the game was pretty. It was what were we? It was a 3-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then boom, they rang off 14 points in that quarter, and you're still struggling to get in the end zone, the red zone. 1 for 2, and it only got into the red zone area twice.
And that's the thing. Like, Barkley's the type of player, when you're in the red zone, you trust him. He gonna get it in there. He's gonna run through somebody. He's gonna jump over somebody.
Yeah.
Like. And that's usually what happens when your Pro Bowl-esque type running backs are in there. You trust them to do their job.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, Seattle, keep on winning, and making Pete Carroll look like a genius for trading away Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Let's Ride.
Oh my gosh! You see the reporter almost laughed her behind off when he said that.
I mean, you see all the memes? That Austin Powers one was killing me, though. Let's ride. Let's ride.
All right, a team that's kind of under the radar right now. Nobody's really talking about them. The Minnesota Vikings, 6-1 right now. They got the win over the Cardinals. And I know why people are not talking about them. It's their quarterback. It's legit their quarterback. It's because it's going to come a time where he needs to make the pass, a big play, and he's not going to do it. This happens all the time with Kirk Cousins.
I mean, we know another team that got purple on that plays in the NBA that does the same thing they do. They got that Utah feel. I mean, that's really all I got, bro. Like legit, because once again, their offense is balanced. They're looking good. 5 for 5 in the red zone. That's not going to be a consistent habit for them. But they kind of gave you the game. You got 3 turnovers, so it's like, what are we really doing here? Are we applauding them, or are we like shaming the Cardinals?
We're going to applaud them because the Cardinals, I have no idea what they're doing over there. But you look at Minnesota, they have the running backs, because they got a plethora of running backs that they can use behind Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, they do.
They got the receivers, they got the skill players, they got everything. It's just that question mark, the big money guy.
Yeah.
I'll give Kirk Cousins this. He's good for fantasy football, though. He'll get you.
I try not to speak too negative of him because I try to speak highly of him. But now he has some times where I can't defend him, and I do defend Kirk Cousins a lot. I defend him a lot. Yeah,
I do. I stopped doing that after a very important fantasy football game. I needed a win, and he was my quarterback, and he just did.
Your fantasy turned into a nightmare.
Oh man, tell me about it. I ended up losing. Yeah, I ain't make the playoffs either.
Yeah, if he crushed my hopes like that in certain leagues too, I'd probably have some issues with him. But I like how, one thing I love when you got 22 first downs, 11 running, 11 passing. Yeah. It gets no balance than that.
And they not only do they have a really good offense, their defense, they got a really good defense as well. They've always had really good defenses, throughout. But this time, this feels like a really complete team. But it's one of those things where just like we're not really yet to be sold on them because we've seen them go into the playoffs, win one game, and then get bounced, or go into the playoffs, lose in the first round. So they have the components of a championship team. It's just you just got to have that extra gear down the stretch.
And your quarterback got to be a different focus.
Yeah.
It has to be a different focus.
Your quarterback has to make like 3 or 4 plays in important games to win a game for you. He has to win a game for you.
And he got to be almost mistake-free.
Yeah, so far he's doing a good job, but I'm not going to be I'm not going to
I want to get my cap, but that's a long way down.
Well, the Vikings, they're kind of running away in their division too because everybody else is sorry in that division. Sorry. And lastly, in NFL news, Tampa.
Oh, cool. I thought we was talking about the Bengals and Browns.
Oh, no.
Worst Monday night football game. Yo, thank God for Eli and Peyton. They made that game entertaining for me.
Yeah.
But my bad, though.
Nah, you're right. They do make it entertaining. They're some fools. But yeah, Tampa. It's Brady should have stayed home, man. You should have stayed home. You didn't need to come back to this.
Yeah, this man averages like 40 passes a game. He might not even last. He might tear his rotator cuff.
He might be, man.
Like, he might not last the season.
He's gonna need that Ben Gay or whatever Shaq be promoting, Icy Hot, whatever.
And then they just looked bad, man. 4 for 13, throwing third downs, 2 for 5 in the red zone. Then they was negative 16 minutes. Like, bro,
they just look like a team with a lot of issues right now. A team that can't get things together at this point, and it just keeps getting worse and worse by the week. You thought the first couple games they'd be okay. They might actually have a decent season because the defense was playing really well. The offense, they were running the ball early on in the season. The first couple games they were running it, and then after that, I don't know what happened with their running game. It's just been.
Fournette only has 9 carries.
It hasn't been. I think that's how many. Oh, go ahead.
Is this like Brady riding off to the sunset? He's gonna throw mad passes every game just to remind people that he was, you know what I mean, like great at when he was him. I don't understand what they're doing. I can't even explain it because I don't understand it.
So the last 5 games, Fournette has rushed the ball 9 times, 8 times, 21, 14, 3 times.
So they're trying to save him for next year and just try to get Brady out of here?
I don't know what they're trying to do.
I don't understand. It just doesn't even make any logical sense of why you think you might win a football game like this.
It beats me, but they're not winning football games. They keep sliding downhill, and it just looks worse and worse each year. So I hate, man. Sometimes you just gotta know when to let it go, and he should have let it go because this is not what he pictured himself coming back to. And by the way, they got the Rams coming in this weekend. So,
I mean, they might be able.
That's another team.
They might be able to bounce back dealing with them.
Yeah, but that's another. They got the Rams, then they got Seattle. So it's not easy. But, Tampa. That sucks. There was a lot of trades that happened yesterday. Yesterday was the NFL trade line. I think it was 20. Over 20 moves.
Any quality trades, though?
Yeah, the Bears got Chase Claypool. They got Justin Fields, a receiver.
Yep. Okay.
The Ravens, they got Roquan Smith, added a solid linebacker for defense. Okay. The Dolphins added a guy on defense, Nick Chubb. Or Bradley Chubb. No, Bradley Chubb. Yeah, they're cousins.
All right.
Yeah,
I figured the Chubb's got to be related. I never met a Chubb.
Yeah, so Craig's going to get y'all caught up on all the trades that happened yesterday. Then we're going to come back. Man, NBA, jeez Louise. This is the biggest reality show on television.
It's because they make it that way.
What up, everybody? Welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. It's your boy Craig doing it live on the walk to the store with the baby and the wife because I always find myself last minute doing my segment. So let's hop right into it. You know, normally I'm giving you your starts of the week, but this week we've got to talk about the trades. We had the trade deadline go down, and we had a lot of moves being made. So let's talk about the first move that was made. So we had T.J. Hawkinson traded from Detroit to the Vikings, which to me was a tremendous trade. Adds depth to that to give Kirk Cousins someone to throw the ball to. So to me, that was a high quality trade, low risk. Keeps T.J. Hawkinson about level and raises the run game for Dalvin Cook. Now we have Bradley Chubb making his way to Miami for a first-round pick and Chase Edmonds. Love this trade. Miami has building up a solid defense, and Bradley Chubb is the missing piece of that defense. I think he's going to come in and be disruptive They're already making an extension for him, so I love this trade. Chase Edmonds to Denver Broncos. At this point right now, it's much needed piece. Chase Edmonds is quality, but not when he's, not when he has to be an every down back. So now you got Melvin Gordon, Latavius Murray, and Chase Edmonds. Looking like a halfway decent backfield. Terrible for fantasy. I wouldn't start any of those guys at all. So that being said, the 49ers also trade, all 49ers trade Jeff Wilson Jr. to Miami, which is replacing the loss of Chase Edmonds. Also like this trade. Backfield for Miami is pretty much here and there. Mostert taking over the every down back work, and Hasty will come in and do that those third down touches. And in the receiving game, 49ers putting a lot of trust in Christian McCaffrey's health. We got Williams, the cornerback from Washington, getting traded to the Steelers. Getting traded to the Steelers. Steelers are a defensive team. I like this trade a lot. Nice young cornerback, talented cornerback, going to a team that could really utilize his talent and make them a little bit more dangerous. One of my favorite trades of the week, Chase Claypool to the Bears. Now, I half expected that Chase Claypool would go to Green Bay, where his talents are much needed. That not being the case, he goes to Chicago. For fantasy owners, Justin Jefferson, who's putting up, mid 20 to low 30 points a week. Expect his numbers to escalate. This makes him a better quarterback in general, giving him a better big body target. So this is a high value trade. I love it a lot. Who else? Any more wide receivers? I feel like there was another wide receiver who got traded. Can't really think of that right now. So I like the trades I've seen. I think everybody has made their teams better, piling up draft picks for teams like Detroit and teams like Washington and Denver, just piling up draft picks. So we're going to see a lot of solid moves coming into the year. Quarterbacks this week, definitely start Tua, definitely start Justin Fields. I like Travis Etienne. Also, Christian McCaffrey is on a bye week, so if you're looking for someone to put in his protege, Deontay Foreman. Loving that dude. I think he's going to be a beast as the season progresses. Do not play Chase Claypool first day or T.J. Hockenson first day with their new team. I would not trust that. But for tight ends, I do like Evan Ingram. He had a good game last week. Prepare for him to build upon that this week. Wide receivers is tough. Who do I got? Adam Thielen looking good. With the help of T.J. Hockenson, it's going to open him up a little bit more. And I like Michael Gallup. He had a good week last week. I think he builds upon it. Oh, no, bye week. Sorry. So that's all I have for you. I had to rush it. Back to no after the whistle. See you next week on No Huddle.
All right, and we are back. Okay, NBA time. Oh my gosh! If you ever want to look for drama and nonsense, just go to the NBA. The the Brooklyn Nets, formerly New Jersey Nets, fired. Well, mutually agreed. That was the language that was used. They mutually agreed. Part ways with head coach Steve Nash. Jacques Vaughn is interim head coach right now. And as I'm reading this, it says the Nets are finishing a deal to hire Ime Udoka. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, let's guess that. Luckily, that year-long suspension wasn't an NBA suspension. It was a Celtic suspension. So that's how this can work out. And it was just like, it's kind of like, well, okay. You're just adding more. The house is already on fire, so...
there was smoke in the house a couple of years ago, and they hired Steve Nash because he had no experience, and it kind of shows why they shouldn't have hired Steve Nash, because he had no experience. Like, most jobs won't hire you if you have no experience, or they'll train you to gain some experience. But there's so many players that have been on these coaching staffs for years now that can't even sniff a head coaching opportunity.
And I think the Nets also kind of dropped the ball when they fired Atkinson. I think he was
Chucky?
Was that his name?
It gotta be Chucky Atkinson, bro.
No. White guy.
Oh, white guy. I know Chuck. That's what I think he's talking about.
No, Keith Atkinson, I think that was his name. Yeah. He was coaching the Nets. They dropped this is how the Nets dropped the ball on a couple of these things. When they got rid of him, then all the key players, like the key role players that they had, they traded them because they wanted to have like a super team, if you want to call it that, or you know.
I mean, they could have when they had Harden, KD, and Kyrie, but
none of them could stay on the court.
And the mental.
Yeah, because they, you know, that when they had Karis LeVert, Dinwiddie, there was another.
I'm not gonna remember them.
There was another guy. They had a bunch of guys that would have helped them significantly with like bench scoring or just like rotation scoring and all that. So you know, they kind of did like that Knicks with Melo thing, just trade everybody, bring one guy, and then like it kind of worked out for the Knicks a little bit, but for the Nets, the trades didn't work out, and
I mean, it kind of worked out for the Knicks. They just wanted to feel revitalized. They just wanted the Knicks to be the Knicks, and they were, because they had J.R. Smith doing wild stuff. You know what I mean? Look at Todd 3-pointer. I love that. That's my joke. Like,
but it hasn't. But it hasn't been like since KD and Kyrie came there. It hasn't been what they thought it was gonna be. They thought they were about to get championships and contend, but. One, they can't stay on the court. I don't think there's been a time where it came into the postseason where they both were on the court.
That too, and when we seen past championships, your stars are your stars, but your role players are the ones that win the games for you. So,
it's been a whole. It's just been a disaster from the top on down. Building a team, it's been bad building a team. Then you got like the ownership trying to undermine the GM, or the GM can't really do anything because ownership is just like in the way of everything, so he can't probably do his job.
Why is ownership in the way of anything? You want to have if you want to have the best product out there, take a step back and allow them to develop the best product for you. You don't get in the way and you're messing up It's like the owner of a restaurant getting in the way that the chef's in the kitchen. Get the hell out the way, I'm trying to make some food. Yeah. To make your restaurant appealing to society. I don't understand
I don't understand that. But the Nets, it's just, they need to do another one. They need to do a wholesale. They just need a clean house, and like, you gotta, they might have to like start from like scratch.
How about New York? All the teams just clean house.
I mean,
just do that.
At least the Knicks will
give them a whole neuralizer. One of
them. Hey man, and then when you look at everything that's happening, it's just like you look at it. Like, KD was right when he wanted to get out of there.
KD ain't no fool.
Yeah, he was.
He might not know when to stop typing, but he ain't no fool. Yeah. Like, especially when like he does nothing but play basketball. Yeah. You don't really hear him in the tabloids, any real issues. Yeah, he might talk trash to somebody on Twitter or something, but like, you serious? Like, that's all you got to worry about with him. I'll take that. Yeah. Compared to people being drunks, DUIs, all type of ridiculousness, domestic violence. I didn't know if he had a girlfriend or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just does nothing but play basketball. But people give him a hard time for just wanting to play basketball.
Yeah, man. People are weird anyways.
I mean, we know this, bro.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that's the state of the Nets. And, man, good luck, because... Well, one thing about bringing in Udoka, we didn't even talk about Ben Simmons. We did all that, and we didn't even talk about Ben Simmons and his reluctancy to try to put the ball in the basket. That's a story for another day. But someone said it best. Ime Udoka is going to either make or break some of these guys that kind of want to play basketball or don't want to play basketball. That are dragging their toes, because he seems like he's that type of coach.
For one, he was trying to get in the starting lineups for the teams he played for. So he's probably going to hold some of these guys to a higher standard than they've been holding themselves to and they've been held to.
Yeah. So we shall see. We shall see.
It's embarrassing, too, though. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, we saw what Cameron put up.
And you 6'10", bro. Like, come on.
And then lastly, in the NBA, did you see this story about the Spurs and their former first-round pick, Primo?
Yeah, I was shocked when I heard it released it, but then when you told me why, I said, okay. Where he from?
I don't know where he's from. Let me look that up. He went to Alabama.
Yeah, I know that.
He went to Alabama. I don't know where he's. But if y'all are not caught up on this story, Joshua Primo, out of nowhere, the Spurs waived him, and the Spurs had high expectations for him, high hopes for him, and then it was found out he was over here revealing himself to women,
just like
unwarranted too, unwarranted.
I don't even understand.
Unwarranted. He's from Canada.
I thought he was European, but
he's from Toronto.
Oh. I mean, he's not even from the same country as us. We really don't understand what's going through his brain, to be honest. I just think he might just see he's he probably think he's a high profile athlete.
Yeah.
And he just probably just only thought about that part.
But
and then I don't understand.
Self-awareness.
Yeah.
You gotta look around what's going on in the NBA. I mean, you got this situation with the Celtics. That's the most recent one. You got with the Suns, so it's kind of like you might want to chill out or something because you've seen what's going on with some of the other teams and some other people in the league as pertaining with stuff like this. You might want to, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, or ask them first.
Or read their body language. Or you should be able to read the room or be able to. You
said read the room. He was just doing this like this.
I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was going into the office and be like going commando on him. I don't know what he was doing, but you just can't be out here showing your stuff to people that don't want to see it.
Your birthday suit is only meant for one day, and that's your birthday.
Like fellas, you have to do better. We have to do better as men. Like some of y'all just out here when you think things die down and then boom. Right?
But he's he don't know his name. Like, granted, he might not be a household name to everybody who watches basketball, but you're a household name to the state you got drafted to, that team. Especially the Spurs. The Spurs is like, for one, as an organization, you never hear the Spurs getting into anything. Maybe last time anybody had something was when they had Rodman. Maybe.
Probably.
I mean, yeah, maybe. But yeah, probably. But you never heard anything. Pop runs a tight ship over there. They pros. So
and they held you, and they were speaking so highly of you, and they were excited about your future with the team. So they were looking forward for you being a part of the organization for a while, and you just flushed it all down the drain. I didn't flush a whole NBA career down the drain, especially for a young player like this.
Yeah, who knows?
Because
And the thing about the league is they got players that are just as good as you in high school now. In college that are itching to get that opportunity. D-League, overseas. So it's like, bro, you got to understand, there are so many more players that can play in the league now. I feel like compared in the past, that all you need is one mishap to get out of here, and your opportunity's gone. He might be overseas the rest of his career.
Finito. Goodbye.
He might have another chance.
He might. We'll see. But yeah, all right. Quickly. World Series. The Phillies took a 2-1 lead. Game 4 is actually tonight. Last night, the Phillies blasted 5 home runs in their 7-0 win over Houston.
Come on, Houston, man.
This was in Philly. Bryce Harper putting together one of the better postseasons. But they got a 2-1 lead. They got a chance to take a 3-1 lead while they're at home. And it's in any sport, it's hard coming back from 3-1 lead. So Houston, they've got to be able to find a way to sneak a victory, to squeak out a victory tonight.
Yeah, for real, because I need Philly to lose.
And also, you just can't be giving up 5 home runs.
No, you cannot.
You're not giving up 5 home runs. You don't even score.
Well, technically, I don't think they're giving up 5 home runs. They're trying to throw some strikes. It's hard to hit a home run, too, though,
It is hard. It's hard to hit a home run. But you gave up 5 of them bad boys. Yeah. Some people don't even hit 5 in a 10-game stretch.
Bro, some people don't even hit 5 in their career.
That, too. So, 2-1 lead. Philadelphia Phillies up on the Houston Astros. Game number 4 is tonight. All right, what we got? We got some, it was a wild weekend in sports for me. All right, first up, we got, what do we got? All right. First up, post game. The first one is from Holy Cross and Fordham. This was a big Patriot League matchup. I was in the building for that one. Game went into overtime. It was an old-fashioned shootout. Holy Cross won it on a 2-point conversion in overtime, 53-52.
That's dope.
Check out the post-game press conference.
Seems like the tone was kind of set in the first quarter. With you guys on your first offensive possession, you get that big touchdown reception to Jalen. Did you guys feel like that was kind of the tone set for this game? You guys scored, it came back, and it was just like a little back and forth throughout.
Yeah, I mean, knowing how good their offense is, we knew it would cause us some problems, and they'd be able to score the ball. I mean, from our perspective, it's just our job to outscore them and just keep going. Never give up. Just don't worry about what touchdowns we give up. Don't worry about anything else. Just go out there, every single drive, every play, just execute and just score. And obviously we started off pretty well. Had a couple of drives where we went 3 and out. Just made some adjustments and went with it and just trust everybody. So that's what we did.
Coach, is this one of the more wilder games of your time here as head coach?
Oh, definitely. I think when we started, you felt really good about it, right? You got to stop right away. You drive the field. You get all the way to that 4th and 1, and then we get called, with the penalty, and that kind of sort of shifted it a little bit, right? And we went into halftime down, where you think you're going to go up and then get the ball back again. So, that middle stretch usually we hold up and do a really good job, and actually went against us in there, and that was tough to stomach. But in the end, the finish, I don't think anybody stopped believing. There's not one person here. We knew on offense we were going to score the ball. Unfortunately, they were able to do the same, right? And then in the end, we knew we had to execute a final play, and the boys did just that.
All right, and we are back. Okay, time for Coach's post-game interview. First up, we got Everett High football coach Robert DiLoretto. Everett beat Classical Friday at Manning Field. They secured a playoff spot. They won the conference. And they're the number 11 seed, and they will be playing Taunton. I believe the game's this Friday in the first round of the postseason. Check it out.
All right, Coach, you talked to your players. You said you guys came in here with 2 goals. You set both those goals. Just how happy are you for your guys that they were able to come here and execute and accomplish what you guys came out here to accomplish?
Yeah, I'm very proud of our team. Our kids are really a close-knit family, and we knew that tonight we had our hands full with Lynn Classical. They're a well-coached team. We knew they were going to play aggressive, old-school, single wing T football, and so I'm very proud of the effort, especially on defense.
Yeah, talk about your defense. You guys pushed the shutout. It seemed like they on the verge of scoring on their first drive, but you guys were able to dig deep and create the turnover. Let's talk about the defense and the perseverance.
Yeah, sure. So we worked really hard on defense this week, and we schemed up 2 new fronts. Specifically for this style of offense, and I felt like the kids all had to be responsible for their techniques and play with really low pad level and try to reestablish the line of scrimmage and bust through the wall blocks that are set up in the single wing. Fortunately for me personally, I have a bunch of experience in coaching the wing T and the single wing, so it wasn't that foreign, but I know what a challenge it is to stop, and it was tonight. And hats off to Lynn Classical. They do a tremendous job running it.
And lastly, postseason next week, you find out who you play on Monday. Just how happy and how excited are you for these guys, for the journey that you guys on for the road to Gillette starts next week?
Yeah, so for us, we're going to take it one day at a time. Yeah, after we lost our opening game against Averion, we knew the playoffs for us started week 2 because the way the power rankings are set up, we knew that if we lost another game, we wouldn't be in. So, yeah, we're excited to be part of one of the top 16 teams. We're going to represent the city as best we can, and we're going to get to work early tomorrow morning and work tirelessly all week and give it our best next Friday night.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, brother.
All right, and we are back. Next up, Lynn English won their 4th in a row last Thursday in Medford. I don't know if you've ever been to that football stadium in Medford. It's kind of like, it's not too far from Assembly, but cold. You know,
is
like
it
the
new?
Fairly.
You said it's near Assembly?
Yeah, it's near it. It's
or
like
is it further past it?
Before it.
Is it where the Meadow Glen Mall used to be?
Yeah, it's like right behind it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently I've been around it.
Yeah.
But
So there's the Meadow Glen Mall, and it's like right over there. Yeah.
All right.
Stadium's cold. Check this out, Coach LaFrada.
All right, Coach. This is the second time in 3 weeks you guys had to get out a victory. Just got enough points on offense, but most of the game, the talk of this game was the defense. The defense really stepped up, especially late in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, the defense has been playing lights out. I mean, I think that's our third shutout in 4 weeks. So the defense is just flying around on the football. These guys are playing and doing their assignments. Our D-line's getting good rushes, stuffing the run. Linebackers flying, DB's playing coverage. I mean, it's just sound team football right now on the defensive side, and that's why we've won the past few games.
And late, the offense made some plays as well. You got a big catch from Zamari. Mitchell made some big catches as well. I know you were talking about finishing job, but how do you rate just how the offense was able to make some key plays so you guys to secure the win?
Yeah, I mean, we got to finish these drives. I mean, we should have had way more points tonight. We got to finish these drives. But, yeah, on the offensive side, we got to find a way to finish those drives. We really do. But, our guys came up with some big plays to keep drives alive, to take off more time, to give them less opportunities to touch the football and move the ball. So I am proud of the way we came up with some big plays. But we got to find a way to finish on offense. We got to play better.
4 in a row. Hold on. 4 in a row. Don't know who your opponent is, but how do you feel about that?
I'll put our defense right now up against anyone. I feel like our defense is playing really well. We got to continue to work. I mean, there's a lot of good football teams left, and whoever we play, we're going to get their best shot. So we have to find a way. We have to find a way to just continue to play good football.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and we are back. Player interview time. First up, Ayer Asante, wide receiver for Holy Cross.
Just tell me about that last play.
So this is a play we call Crusader. It's basically a Philly special. Like the Eagles ran the Super Bowl. We had a sweep to Justin Shorter, and he pitches it back to me on like a reverse, and I have the option to either throw it to Jalen Coker on the back end line route, or I throw it to the flat to Sluka. But right before the play, Sluka told me that the sun was going to be in my eyes, so either just throw it up, and give him a chance, or just take it in and score. And it's a 2-point conversion, so it's the end of the game. So at the end of the day, if we couldn't get it, I was just gonna throw it up. But I got outside, I couldn't see Sluke, I couldn't see anything. I just saw the front end line, and I just ran it in.
Craziest game you ever been a part of?
Definitely, this is my first and only overtime game in college, and yeah, it's definitely the wildest game I've ever been a part of.
This was such a hot matchup. This season's been going so crazy for you guys. How's it been this whole season so far? Now you guys got a good chance, advancing and doing big things.
I mean, this is, obviously, shaping up to be a little bit of a historic season. It can be tough at times because, everyone tries to make it bigger than it is, but we just try to go 1-0 every week, and we just did that today, and, we're going to rest up, and then, on the next week.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And we are back. Next, we have Damian Lackland, Everett running back, had 3 touchdowns against Lynn Classical.
Shoot.
All right, Damian, you guys came here, you had your goals, you guys captured the GBL title, you guys secured a spot in the postseason. What kind of changed in the second half after a slow first half?
Well, in the first half, we kind of started off slow. We wasn't really executing very well. But in the second half, we figured we just needed to pick things up, take things to another level, and try to persevere and push through.
Yeah, what did you guys do on defense? I mean, they had that big play in the first quarter to start off the game. They were driving down the field. What did you guys do on that goal line just to create that turnover?
I feel like the energy on the sideline was just up, and our teammates in the game, they felt that energy, and they just took it on the field with them and took it with pride, and figured they needed to step up and make some big-time plays, and that's what they did.
You guys are getting ready for the postseason now. Now it's really time to, you guys got the eyes on the prize of the Super Bowl. I mean,
he's no #1 best running back in the state.
What do you guys got to do? What do you guys got to do to get to Gillette?
We just need to keep working, work harder every day, and in practice we need to just pick it up and keep pushing and just show the whole state why Everett deserves to be at Gillette.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Lastly, we have Lynn English Jr., Matt Peters, Mitchell Porter, and sophomore Julius Mondesir. Mitchell be bossing people out there.
Big Mitch, man. Well, little Big Mitch.
All right, fellas, another shout-out victory for you guys. All you needed was 8 points for this one. What was working on defense?
Yo, we worked so hard in practice. Today we really clicked. We know Medford didn't really like us. So we had to step it up. Today. Our D-line worked like hell today. Got a couple sacks, and yeah.
Mitchell, for you had a big catch. You had another big catch that got called back, and you had some big sacks, especially key late in there. What was working for you on the defensive side?
Just getting to the quarterback. Using my pass rush moves and just using my speed, getting around the tackle and stuff like that.
It seems like that's been an emphasis for you. You've been getting to the quarterback a lot the past couple games. I mean, what's been working for you?
Using my speed, exploding off the ball, make sure that I get my hands on him before he gets my hands on me, and just get to that QB.
Julius once again made some big plays. They got a big pass play down here, and then you came up with the big sacks to make it a second and long, and then from there you guys just teed off. I mean, what happened on that sack right there?
The D-line, we just played pressure on that side, and then when he cut back, I just came in and just did my job. So, yeah.
How you guys feel? Start off 4-4, now you're 4-4.
It feels great, man.
Yo, we coming back to school tomorrow. I don't want to hear no one talking no more. Yo, we're going to make something big this season, We coming Thanksgiving, too. Just know that. We here.
Yes, sir. We here.
Congratulations on the win, fellas.
Thank you.
Boys! All right, and we are back. Quickly, playoffs start this weekend. Actually, this Friday, football playoffs start. St. Mary's is at home Friday. They will be hosting Archbishop Williams. I believe the kickoff is 6:30. Kip Academy will be home Saturday evening. They'll be playing a team called Lee from the Berkshire area.
Lee Academy? You said Berkshire. It's Berkshire. I played Berkshire in prep school. Yeah, that's 3 hours away.
Yeah, that's where
that's when I learned we had a place in Mass that was 3 hours away.
Yeah. They're coming over here. Luckily, it's a Saturday game, so they'll be playing.
Lee Academy might be in Maine. That's where Corey went.
Yeah, I think Lee.
So I think there might just be a Lee.
Yeah.
Lee High or something.
And then Lynn Classical will be traveling to Andover for their first round game. English is in Salem. They're playing. This is a non-playoff game. Lynn Tech tomorrow. They're at Greater Lowell. So good luck to everybody in the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. Okay, time for some highlights. First up, English at Medford. Check these out. All right, and we are back. Next up, we got Everett and Lynn Classical highlights.
are back. Lastly, Fordham and Holy Cross. Like as I said before, one of the craziest football games I've ever witnessed in person. So check this out. And then we're going to come back top 10 and then give our game picks. Right, and we are back. Week number 8, top 10 plays. Check them out. And we are back. Oh, quickly before we go into our top 10 plays. All right, there's some news that just came out. Kansas has suspended head coach Bill Self and a couple assistants for 4 games because, you know, they had that whole stuff that they were looking at last year and blah, 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 blah. So now I guess they've resolved it.
So you mean they're gonna suspend guys for stuff that happened when they weren't even in school?
So who's getting suspended? Bill Self, head coach, and Curtis Townsend. That's it. That's it.
But I just heard the stuff that was happening wasn't the guy's not even there anymore.
Yeah, this happened in 2017.
So I don't understand why. I just don't get that. That's like finding out your kid stole 3 years ago and you gonna punish him. Like my mom's famous for that's over and done with. I mean that stuff's over and done with. So
the NCAA is weird, man. They're weird.
NCAA stupid.
They're weird.
I'm glad I don't need them anymore.
All right. All right, let us go to our picks for this week. We got Thursday Night Football, Philly at Houston.
I got Philly.
Same, I got Philly. Chargers, Falcons.
Falcons.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with the Falcons. Dolphins at Bears.
Give Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Bears. Panthers, Bengals. Jamar Chase is out for a couple weeks.
I was picking the Panthers anyways, bro. I'm sorry, though. Bengals, bro. I don't even care what they do. Oh, my God.
I'll go with the Panthers. Packers, Lions.
Oh, Lions.
Going with the Lions. Yeah, the ship is sinking for Green Bay, so I'm going to go with the Lions. Colts, Patriots. We both got the Pats. Bills at Jets. Bills, just because the Jets can't score. Vikings in Washington.
Vikings.
This is my upset of the week, Washington. Vegas at Jacksonville.
You know what? I'm going with Jacksonville. I can't stand McDaniels, bro. He ruined the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm still going to stick with the Raiders, even though I agree with you on that thought. Seattle at Arizona.
Seattle, man. I don't know what's Arizona.
I'll go with Arizona because they're home. Los Angeles and Tampa. Huh.
The Rams, man.
Losing streak got to end somehow, someday for the Bucks. It might as well end this weekend. I'm going to go with Tampa. Tennessee, Kansas City. This is in Kansas City.
Kansas City, man.
I'm with you on that. And Monday Night Football, the Lamar Jackson show is headed to Louisiana.
That's Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
I'm just going to pick the Ravens, man.
I'll go with the Ravens, too. And that is that. We are up out of here. Quickly, shout out, happy birthday to my dad. His birthday is this weekend, so, you know.
That's dope.
He just better not be engaging in extracurricular activities, because you know how you get down. Make sure you follow him, Mr. Burn23 on Instagram, Mukala K on Instagram, LCTV After the Whistle. This man's brushing his hair.
Yeah, man.
LynnTV.org, all that good stuff. We'll see you all next week. Pedro will be back next week because I don't think there's a meeting. And we got a live show this month. Stay tuned. We got a live show. Y'all better tune in. It's gonna be wild.
Spinning while I'm grinning. Got the ladies sitting.